So we've been praying, we've been decreeing, we've been prophesying the word of the Lord. And always remember 1 Kings 18, the prophet was the first one that heard a shift from the harsh season of the famine, the temperatures that must have came during the famine, for example. And the prophet said, I hear the sound of abundance of rain, but here's what the servant had to do. Literally do something, and that is help pull the plan of God in the earth. But we're in a reset, and I tell you, people say we're in the days of Noah. Yeah, we are. The days of Noah was about a global reset by God, and that's
So this is Hank Kunneman. Once again, having he continues to have a very tough time with these indictments. He keeps on wanting to say that everything that's bad is caused by the indictments. So it's really kind of funny. It's very entertaining. And it's kind of depressing that people are this crazy, but at the same time, it's funny, and that's sort of like right in our wheelhouse here. So I am Brentley, and this is the Monk Apostate. So let's go. All right, so this is let me say like Hank Kunneman. It's this the same YouTube channel that basically I guess like categorizes all of the prophecies. It's called Prophetic Word, and it's this in brackets. I guess this is like the overall prophecy or something, the season of the great fall. It's like, because that's like it just shows all of his anger. Everything's gonna fall, everything's gonna break, it's all gonna be bad for these people. Like that tends to be and they just do it over and over. So let's hear from Hank Kunneman, who is just struggling right now. This is on Flashpoint. It is a Kenneth Copeland funded show. And it's all MAGA all the time, and maybe a little bit of news peppered in there, but not really.
Ready with your take your notes. Pastor Hank, we're going to show one of your prophecies from earlier that I really want you to hurry up and get rid of, but about the heat. But do you agree, in all seriousness, do you agree with Tim there about this season, this time? Because I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like, man, something's happening. We'll go to Rick next as soon as he finishes drinking and whatever he's drinking down there. But,
I feel like this guy's trying to be like Trump. Is that not coming through? I feel like everybody's drinking whenever he's drinking. Now he's drinking something down there. That's whenever he's done with that. Then I guess we'll get like he's doing like a whole like his whole persona is kind of like mimicking Donald Trump. It's kind of funny.
No, you do feel something in the natural. We say something's in the air, something's up.
Yeah, well, always remember that sound proceeds manifestation. That's why God said, let there be light, and then there was light. So we've been praying, we've been decreeing, we've been prophesying the word of the Lord.
Stuff makes sense. That's
and always remember 1 Kings 18, the prophet was the first one that heard a shift from the harsh season of the famine, the temperatures that must have came during the famine, for example. And the prophet said, I hear the sound of abundance of rain, but here's what the servant had to do. Literally do something.
I can't hear that phrase, without thinking of that whatever her name was, the white lady. Like her name was White or something. Anyway, she is a white lady too, but not anyway. Singing, I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound. She's just like losing her mind while they lost the, the election. So funny.
And that is help pull the plan of God in the earth. But we're in a reset. And I tell you, people say we're in the days of Noah. Yeah, we are. The days of Noah was about a global reset by God. And that's what we are in the process of. And things have shifted. And watch all heaven break loose on hell. It's going to be a joyful ride.
Perfect in the moment.
Watch all hell break loose. It's going to be joyful. It's going to be joyful as all hell breaks loose. Like, do you not listen to what you're saying when you're saying it? Jeez Louise, man. You're like, yeah, once everything breaks and everybody dies, it'll be great. Man, won't that be wonderful when all of those evils are just tortured by our God that we love so much? Man, just hurry up and get here and take these assholes out of here. You
Pastor
know,
Hank, I mean, climate change. I mean, it is summer. It must be climate change that's causing this problem.
That was sarcasm, by the way, because that actually his sarcasm is correct. Actually, yes, climate change. We've been predicting this for fucking ever. Yes, climate change is to blame for the record heat. Because that's the thing that they've been claiming is happening for God knows how fucking long at this point.
They've been saying climate change for a long time, but here's the real deal. Getting back.
Yeah, they have been saying it for a long time, and it's amazing. Their predictions are accurate. They're the ones that are generally way more accurate than yours because they're actually based on a bit more than just closing your eyes and deciding stuff.
Back to the original thing you said about Biden, the real fire. Again, the guy's a great actor, and they're putting on a acting job. That's for sure. The fire that he needs.
They're putting on an acting job. How is someone that's supposed to, like, he's on TV, he gets on a stage and is near a microphone like multiple times a day. And how is it that he talks this poorly? Like, it's amazing. I went back and I was watching some of the other, because I was trying to pull a clip out, and I'm like watching back through it, and I couldn't believe how many gaffes that this guy made that I missed. And it was just like gaff after he kept on saying the wrong words. Like, I was just like, wow. And I think I did mention that, like, he keeps on messing up, but he messed up way more than I even realized, I think, because I was like paying attention to other stuff like the chat and everything. It was just so funny. I was like, wow, I missed like half the gas.
To be concerned with, and the 46 that doesn't exist, and the fake administration, they need to be concerned about the fire of God's justice that's going to burn brighter under their gluteus maximus, and also going to continue to bring a laptop.
Fucking hold up. Oh, a laptop. All right. What? I missed something about a gluteus maximus. I don't.
They need to be concerned about the fire of God's justice that's going to burn brighter under their gluteus maximus, and also going to continue to bring a laptop to the forefront that's not going away, because God is absolutely exposing all of this.
Oh my God. I feel like it's like, how can I be made fun of today? How can somebody make fun of me for being a wackadoo crazy person today? Maybe if I say that there's going to be a fire under somebody's gluteus maximus, and then immediately bring up the laptop from hell, just so I really solidify the fucking crazy out there, Jesus.
Even in Hawaii, the Spirit of the Lord spoke something on Sunday, and it was very interesting because there was a sound that was coming prophetically, and I could hear it in the.
He said, Andrew said, no, he said, watch all heaven break loose on hell. What the fuck does that mean? so okay, so it'll be heaven that breaks loose. Okay. Or that's not even how the saying. Okay. All right. That's irritating. he can't say all hell breaks loose, because that would be, talking good about hell, I guess, or something. I don't know.
In the spirit. And it was the sound, and the Lord said, "This is my feet. It's the feet of my justice." And he began to prophesy about Hawaii. And
I love the way he talks. It's just so absolutely and utterly nonsensical. That is the feet of my justice. Fucking what, man? You can't. Feet aren't like, justice doesn't have feet. Okay, man. Justice doesn't have hands either. It's a concept. Okay.
Began to prophesy about North America and the fires that are happening that we're seeing in the earth. And he said that the demonic entities have stretched their hands, and there are those in the earth. It's not climate change. It's the enemy who's seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. And it's also human cooperation who really are bringing about a control, a harshness, a governmental dependency at the price of people losing things. And I think
there's just so much batshittery in here that it's like hard to nail down just one thing. So like but I mean, you could hear the one like little throwaway is like, they're creating governmental dependence here, That's the thing that they're creating. And it's so annoying, these people that think, oh, it's all a bunch of handouts and it's all this and that. And it's like, these people have never had a day in their goddamn life where they have been destitute, like in any way, shape, or form. They've never slept on the fucking streets. They've never needed any help ever, And so it's real easy to just blame everybody for their problems when you haven't actually experienced anything even close to those kinds of fucking problems. And it just frustrates the fuck out of me, because I'm like, dude, if you were sleeping on the fucking sidewalk, you wouldn't be you wouldn't be feeling this way about handouts and becoming governmentally dependent or whatever. That's not the way it works. People don't want to just be getting government assistance all the time. They want to be able to work their way out of it. The problem is they can't fucking help it, you dick. Like,
and I'm going to say it. God is very upset with what happened in Hawaii because man's hands on it.
Well,
and I'm telling you that. And we're going to see it because
it wasn't God. It was not my God that killed all those people. But he did rescue the church, though. The building was fine. So that was a miracle. That was a miracle because the building is more important than the people. Anyway, Jesus
Isaiah
Christ.
42 even says that God's going to declare his praise in the islands. And I believe that's Hawaii. And I believe that the Lord is going to go forth, as verse 13 of Isaiah 42 says, like a mighty man. He's going to stir up his jealousy like a man of war. And he's going to cry and he's going to prevail.
The jellyfish? All right.
He's going to show it's not climate. All of that. But there's something else that's going on, that the truth will be revealed, and it needs to, for the sake of the innocent who have suffered a lot.
Well, let me show you this.
None of that was anything. It's amazing that they could just talk for that long, and you're just like, nope, none of that meant anything at all. That was just nothing. Nope.
Let's go to this. Let's go to the video, Mike. Clip number 20. This is a prophecy about the record heat. I think it's a good time to roll this and get you to comment. Watch.
Look closely, for there shall be extreme. Once again, you say, but God, you have said this before, but it is my season and it is not yours. And I have declared.
Like you said this the last time and it wasn't true, but this time it is true.
That you are in the season of a great fall. And when I spoke this, many said, oh, it shall surely come in the fall. And they looked to a time that could be calculated by the season.
It's not the fall. Like, we're not near the fall. No. I mean, we're not there, man. We got like a whole month.
Of your very seasons. But I say that you are in the time now of my season. It is the great fall. It is the fall of kingdoms. It is the fall of kings. It is the fall of leaders.
This is all about, because he's just going to keep prophesying that bad things will happen to Biden, just hoping that something happens to Biden. This doesn't have anything to do with the weather. You can hear it. He's clearly talking about Biden like falling from grace and falling from power and all this and that. Like it has nothing to do with the fucking weather. It's weird that they do this sort of thing, but let's let them finish.
It is the fall of corruption. It is the fall even in the supreme. Yes, even upon your Supreme Court. For I have come now to judge the judges of the earth, says the living God, and I will give you judges as the first.
And so basically he's angry at all the judges that are bringing down indictments on Trump.
There shall come shakings as things become even more intense. And there will be temperatures that will reach for a season in the hundreds. And it will be as though it would be 103. And you will say, what is this? And God says, do you not know Psalm 103?
Wow, he prophesied the weather, that it would be 103 during record heat waves during the summer that we knew were coming for a long time. And so it's 103 somewhere. Let's see. So he says like a number, and they're like, hold on, we got to find which state at what time, when exactly was this. You're just retrofitting. Okay, Mike.
Anyway. Forget not my benefits. And it will be 106.
Oh my God. He's
God says, do you not understand that the Lord is good and his mercy endures forever? And then they will say, but God, what is this about 105?
It's all in different places.
Says, you know that I led the people out with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble as I delivered a nation. And then they will say, what is this that has reached 1
1:18, and God says, "It is
Phoenix.
a sign. Hosanna, Hosanna! Blessed is the Lord
Yeah.
who comes to."
Arizona. I mean, that's almost like a normal. Isn't that like a normal temperature almost for Arizona? I'm not like an expert on that. I think it's like kind of high, right? That's like, but it's not like, whoa, how did he know that? Like, we know the temperature's been rising for fucking years. What are you talking about? Okay.
To save, and I have come
Jesus.
to save this nation at this
And he said during the fall, like this is all the same prophecy. He said this would happen during the fall. So he was like just wrong, man. It's like,
time.
Amen. Amen. Pastor Hank, I mean, that we've definitely hit all those temperatures. I think here in Texas,
We've
and my front
definitely-
yard looks like it.
wow. So that was awesome.
What
Yeah.
we're seeing
Oh,
here
it's-
with this heat, what
Oh, we got a bunch of guys here. I don't know. What
do people need to take from that prophetic word? What if you had to sum that up? What
Okay, they don't matter. Like, oh, sure. Is there multiple people on the script? Well, we don't know. Fuck. That's later. That's man, get him out of there. Get him out of there now.
should people that are watching at home, they're going, okay, I hear this. I just don't really know what to do with that. What should they do with that?
The greatest thing that we learn through the Bible about the God that we serve, he's a God of righteousness and he's God of justice. And he told us ahead of time, this isn't weather. This is God allowing this to happen. He's angry and he's going to show his justice. But here's what we have to learn. God always has a redemptive plan. You say, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Even in the days of Noah, God's redemptive plan was to reset the earth and to bring harsh judgment against the corruption. You can see
It
throughout
was to murder everyone except for like 5 people.
the Bible, God's redemptive plan is a
Jesus.
plan of help and a plan of hope. That's why it's not just prediction that you heard in that prophecy. You see hope. You see what God's saying. When you see these temperatures specifically, ahead of time, Pastor Gene, that's the thing that we got to put our faith in. God was already telling us. So then what did he say when you see these temperatures? What does it lead to? God is saving this nation. Lastly, don't
How much you want to bet? Because wasn't he? Because this would be really funny, but wasn't he talking about like the Psalms? And like it would be really funny if he was like taking parts of like what like Psalm 105 and Psalms 117, and they're like, but because he mentioned temperature, they're like tying it all together, you know.
think always when God says, well, America shall be saved, that we don't have to do anything. Never forget, those of you that are listening, Jeremiah 18, God said, if I desire to bring good to a country, but they choose evil, then God, he will not be able to bring the good that he promised. So we the remnant.
What a useless God, man. What's even the point? Like, so then if we decide to be good, we are good. So your God can just leave then. He doesn't have to exist at all. Okay? Because if we just do good, then we'll be good. And if it's like way to completely just rip the legs out from under your own God. That's amazing.
Have a responsibility and not to be like Abraham. When God came down, Abraham thought, oh, there's no way, there's no use. How can this change? And had he said, God, will you save Sodom and Gomorrah for one righteous, for my life, God would have done it. We have to, with America right now, say, God, will you save it? Like you did when Moses stood up and said,
he's looking at the ceiling. Is God on the ceiling, buddy? You're in a building, bro. Okay. Yeah. So there's something in between you and the sky. So it's kind of weird for you to be looking
will
up.
you remember your covenant? Will you remember the people? And God saved a nation based on one person, Moses. So that's what we have to do. Connect our faith and take what God said and stay before the throne room, rehearsing it, believing that we receive and watch God move. And I'm going to say this, he's going to
That's the end all be all of that segment. We just got to believe that we received, you know, you got to believe to receive. You know, it's like, yeah, that way you just decide that you received regardless of anything.
tolerate what he's doing, Pastor Gene, and he's bringing his justice very, very swiftly.
And we were looking forward to that justice.
So, yeah, and which when they talk about justice, they're talking about like Trump not being indicted or whatever, you know, because they are that fucking weird about this shit.
I know you are at home watching it. All right. So what do you think, Pastor Hank? Which one would you watch?
Well, and I don't mean to do this, Pastor Gene, but I disagree with your guest, Lance Green. And
I thought somebody was going to call me Robert since I called Dutch Dutch. I should be Robert or I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm so sorry, Dutch.
I'm messing with you. Rick.
What?
No, but here's where I do see Rick's point, and I
Must have been like an inside joke. And whoever is like editing this video does not like those other people. He does not. He's like, you guys can fuck off. We're trying to do a video about Hank Kunneman here.
I do think that it'd be great to have a kind of like, remember the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. I'd love to see this guy go in there and tear them all up. But really, I think honestly, he's going to get more viewers by not being there, by being with Tucker, and I think he's going to better. This is just my opinion. Better.
Oh, okay. Wow. It would like a little bit of context would have helped, like prophetic word person. Okay. So he's clearly talking now about the debate. So, there's a lot of news running around that's saying that Trump is not going to do the debate. He is going to hang out with Tucker Carlson and do his own like one-sided debate, which he's much better at, the one-sided thing. He doesn't, people being able to respond. That's not in Trump's wheelhouse. His wheelhouse is, let me talk about you behind your back. That is, that's how Trump operates. And so he thinks, he's going to do more damage not being there than being there, because it would be like a WWE, and this guy just comes in and roughs everybody up. Because I'm still 11, in my mind. And that's the way I look at politics. It's like world wrestling.
Speak to certain things that maybe people are wondering or questioning. He can get his message out, I think, better by not being part of the debate and having a different platform than
that's, of course, man. That's the whole point, is but the whole point of a debate is you being able to defend your ideas, not just saying a bunch of bullshit and then that's why it doesn't really matter. He would just lie either way. He's a fucking liar. Trump is just going to lie to Tucker about all the other people or whatever. Actually, I guess he wouldn't even really need to lie. It's a Republican it's their primary, so it's us other Republicans, so he can pretty much just tell the truth, but in his mean, snarky way. But if he is having to talk to other people, it at least holds them to a different standard than what they can be like all by themselves. You know what I mean?
Where this debate is happening, and that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah,
and really, you're the president. You won.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. Tim, let me get
What?
you to weigh in. What do you think about that?
So he's saying that he shouldn't have to debate because he's the president and he already won? God, the delusional runs deep with this one.
More night.
Well, I'm like the
It releases power.
Amen. All right, Pastor Hank, you got 20 seconds.
I love
here.
this guy. All right, fuck this guy.
The goodness of God is passing just like the Red Sea. It looked frightening, but it was to deliver a nation. Keep lifting up your rod of authority. Go forward, church. Go forward.
And if you want to lift up your rod of authority, just go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout, and you can get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the entire order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley, that's Brently, at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. It's the packaging is discreet. It's all awesome. It's some of the best stuff you can find, and it's all in one place. It's Adam and Eve. 50 years of satisfaction guaranteed. Okay. So back to this weirdo.
We're going to prevail as the goodness of God comes and drowns the enemy.
All right, Rick, 10 seconds.
And if you want to drown and come, just go to adamandeve.com. Sorry. All right. I can't help it with that one.
Do it.
Not my fault.
Yeah, man. Just like Tim said, the ecclesia is continuing in faith. That means we continue to meet together, be reconnected to that covenant, and then go speak that truth and fight for it. It's not going to be easy. We're not saying don't live in fear because it's not going to be easy. We're saying don't live in fear because we have power, love, and a sound mind. Let's move forward.
So, yeah, that was this person, whoever this prophetic word, their curation of the clips of Hank Kunneman's crazy prophecy about nonsense, all based around, the fact that he's angry that Trump is indicted, and that's why wildfires are happening. That's why heat waves are happening. That's why, like, just all the bad and anything bad. It's because of the stuff that's happening to Trump. So, I think I will be back with another one. I have I've got to look and find it, but there is one with Robin Bullock that I want to cover. So, if you want, though, you can like and subscribe if you made it this far. That's always a good way to support the show. And other ways to support the show are all in the show notes. I have the cash tag for Cash App is Punk Apostate if you want to just do that way. And we have a Patreon, and can share the show around. If you want to go to Amazon and stuff where the Unapologetics podcast is, you can give us 5 stars there. That also helps. And I will be back in just a minute with another another meltdown of these weirdos. So, but thanks so much for watching, and make sure you stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.